Did you know that a single leaf from a plant purchased at your local garden center could put your life at risk? It sounds dramatic, but it's entirely true. Today, we'll unveil 11 of the most perilous plants you should never bring into your home. You've likely encountered some of these at nurseries, and the sixth one is among the most common houseplants people acquire without realizing the hidden dangers. Stick around until the end, because this list might permanently alter how you choose plants for your abode or garden. I've spent years immersed in gardens, nurseries, and botanical collections, and one of the most startling discoveries is the sheer number of toxic plants sold without any warning labels whatsoever. Organizations like the ASPCA, Poison Control, and the Royal Horticultural Society maintain extensive records of species harmful to both pets and people, yet they remain readily available on store shelves. Before we proceed, please hit that subscribe button, which is free, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on gardening safety and plant care. Your support not only helps this channel thrive, but could even save a life. Kicking off our list is oleander. At first glance, it appears to be an innocuous and lovely shrub. Its elongated, leathery, intensely green leaves, adorned with clusters of pink, red, or white flowers, seem like they're plucked from a tropical postcard. It's no wonder nurseries adore selling it. Oleander flourishes in warm, sunny climates. It's highly drought-tolerant and can transform a mundane garden into an exotic and vibrant space. But here's the sinister side. Every part of this plant is poisonous, including its leaves, flowers, stems, and even the smoke produced when it's burned. Oleander contains cardiac glycosides, potent compounds used in controlled doses in heart medications. The issue is that in the natural plant, the concentration is unpredictable. Even a single leaf can be fatal to a small child. Dogs, cats, and livestock are also at risk, exhibiting symptoms ranging from vomiting and bradycardia to collapse and sudden death if they don't receive immediate veterinary attention. This isn't hyperbole. There are documented cases in California of horses dying after consuming oleander branches discarded in pastures. Veterinary hospitals issue constant alerts during the summer when people prune their hedges and animals ingest the cuttings. So what's a safe alternative if you love that splash of vibrant floral color? Opt for hibiscus. It's equally colorful, non-toxic to pets and people, and provides your garden with that tropical feel without the hidden menace. Coming in at number 2 is foxglove. This plant looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale, with tall stalks covered in bell-shaped flowers painted in shades of purple, pink, or white. If you've ever passed by them, you've surely found them enchanting, like tiny trumpets suspended over a meadow. And that's precisely why nurseries adore them. They're eye-catching, attract bees and hummingbirds, and are surprisingly easy to cultivate. Once established, people buy them because they transform a simple flower bed into a true showpiece. But here's the catch. Within those delicate flowers lurks a potent chemical cocktail. Foxglove contains cardiac glycosides, from which digoxin, used in medicine to treat heart failure, is derived. However, in the natural plant, the dosage is unpredictable and deadly. Ingesting any part of the foxglove can lead to nausea, vomiting, severe arrhythmias, seizures, and even cardiac arrest. The danger is very real, especially since children might mistake the tubular flowers for something edible. The history of this plant is both fascinating and terrifying. In the 17th century, foxglove was used medicinally to strengthen a weak heart, but the line between cure and poisoning was extremely fine. Even today, emergency rooms treat cases of accidental ingestion by both humans and pets. In the United Kingdom, there are reports of gardeners suffering severe poisoning after handling them without gloves and then touching their mouths or eyes. So, what can you plant instead? If you desire that vertical, colorful effect in your garden, try snapdragons, also known as dragon's mouth. They grow tall, offer flowers in vibrant shades of pink, purple, yellow, and white, and are completely safe for children and pets. You'll get the charm without the peril. At number 3, we find the Dieffenbachia. It's one of the most common houseplants globally. You've seen it in offices, living rooms, and even nurseries, with its large, glossy green leaves speckled with white or cream. It projects that lush, tropical ambiance that makes any space feel alive. That's why nurseries promote it. It's easy to care for, tolerates low light, and adds instant style to any corner. But here's what few people know. Within those leaves are calcium oxalate crystals in the form of raphides. When someone chews the plant, these crystals embed themselves in the soft tissues of the mouth and throat, like microscopic slivers of glass. The result is intense pain, burning, and swelling of the lips and tongue. In severe cases, the throat can swell so much that breathing becomes difficult. This is why it's called the dumb cane. Victims are rendered temporarily unable to speak. It's not uncommon. Poison control centers in the United States and Europe receive calls about children chewing leaves or cats and dogs biting stems. In severe situations, hospitalization may be required to keep the airways open. Even touching the sap with bare hands can cause irritation and burning in the eyes and skin. If you love the tropical aesthetic of large leaves, choose safe alternatives like the parlor palm or the Boston fern. Both are resilient, easy to care for, and completely safe for people and pets, offering the same lush green feel without turning your home into a hidden hazard. Coming in at number 4 on our list is the dreaded sago palm. At first glance, it appears harmless. A small ornamental plant perfect for interiors. Its short, thick trunk, dark green leaves that fan out, and that tropical vibe evoking relaxation and vacations make it a favorite at nurseries and shops. Sellers promote it as an easy-care, exotic, and elegant plant, capable of thriving both indoors and outdoors, on patios or in decorative pots. At first impression, it seems like the ideal plant for those wanting to add a tropical touch to their home. But what most people don't realize is that beneath that attractive appearance lies a silent killer. Every part of the sago palm is toxic, but the seeds are undoubtedly the most lethal. They contain a toxin called psychosin, which primarily affects the liver. For dogs and cats, even a single nibble can cause intense vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, liver failure, and, in too many cases, death. Veterinary hospitals issue constant warnings about this plant, as it's one of the most common causes of fatal pet poisoning in the United States and other countries. The stories are heartbreaking. Dogs that find a fallen seed in the yard and are rushed to the vet, only for their owners to discover the treatment is costly and the chances of survival plummet once symptoms appear. And the most terrifying part is that the sago palm doesn't look dangerous. It has no thorns, no warning colors, and no strange odor. It appears harmless, but it's a deadly hazard for domestic animals. If you want to maintain that tropical air without the risk, there are safe and beautiful alternatives. You can opt for the areca palm or the ponytail palm. Both offer that same exotic charm. They are easy to care for, grow well indoors, and pose no danger whatsoever to children or pets. They look just as majestic, but without the hidden price of a lethal toxin. And if you thought the sago palm was bad, wait until you meet the next one. At number 5, we have a plant that is not only striking, but also harbors one of the most feared poisons on the planet. A plant so dangerous that it has inspired spy stories, crime novels, and even documented real-life poisoning cases. The castor bean plant. At first glance, the castor bean plant is striking. Tall stems, enormous hand or star-shaped leaves, and spiky red, green, or brown seed pods that catch anyone's eye. Because of this, many nurseries sell it as an ornamental, exotic, tropical, and imposing plant. It grows quickly, fills empty spaces, and has such a theatrical presence that it seems plucked from a movie. But behind this beauty lies one of the deadliest toxins known to humans, ricin. Yes, the same substance that appears in spy stories and famous crimes. Ricin is a ribosomal poison that prevents cells from producing proteins, leading to multiple organ failure and ultimately death. Just a few seeds can be lethal to a small child, and for dogs and cats, the risk is equally severe. Even handling the seeds without washing your hands can be dangerous, as if you then touch your eyes, mouth, or wounds, the toxin can enter the body. We're not talking about hypotheses. There are records of actual poisonings, like children mistaking shiny seeds for candy or beans, ending up in emergency rooms with severe symptoms. Poison control centers have documented dozens of cases related to this plant. Therefore, in many countries, the cultivation of castor bean plants is restricted or regulated, and in others, it's outright prohibited. Its toxicity level is so high that it's simply not worth having it near people or animals. If you're looking for that bold, tropical look with large leaves and a scenic presence, you can replace it with completely safe alternatives like the elephant ear or the alocasia. Both are lush, with broad leaves and vibrant colors, but harmless to children, pets, and adults, allowing you to achieve that tropical effect without any hidden risks. And if you thought the castor bean plant sounded terrifying, wait until you meet the next one. Number 6 might surprise you because it's one of the most popular garden plants worldwide. We're talking about azaleas and their close relatives, rhododendrons. These are plants with beautiful flowers that many use in landscaping, unaware that they can cause everything from dizziness and vomiting to, in extreme cases, comas and severe cardiac complications. If you stroll through a garden center in the spring, you'll see them everywhere, bursting with color and life. Their flowers can be pink, purple, red, white, and even intermediate shades, so intense and vibrant they almost look hand-painted. Garden owners love them because they are vigorous, perennial, low-maintenance plants that transform any front garden or patio into a dazzling floral spectacle visible from afar. It's no wonder nurseries continue to sell them year after year, and many consider them essential for achieving a dream garden. But behind that beauty lies a silent and very real danger. Azaleas and rhododendrons contain granotoxins, compounds that interfere with the sodium channels of nerves and muscles, including the heart. Even a few chewed leaves or a small amount of nectar can cause severe symptoms: nausea, dizziness, intense abdominal pain, and dangerously low blood pressure. In severe cases, victims can fall into a coma, suffer fatal cardiac complications, and even die if they don't receive immediate attention. This is not theory or exaggeration. It has historical precedent. Ancient records describe the famous mad honey produced by bees that fed on rhododendron nectar in certain regions of Turkey. Soldiers who consumed this honey became seriously ill, exhibiting mental confusion, violent vomiting, and paralysis. The toxins were strong enough to be transmitted to the honey and cause poisoning without directly ingesting the plant. And history didn't end in the past. Modern cases are still reported today. Every year, poison control centers receive calls about pets, especially dogs, chewing on azalea or rhododendron leaves. The results include persistent vomiting, diarrhea, drooling, extreme weakness, and, if not treated immediately, death. The ASPCA lists these species among the top plants that can be lethal to pets. So, what's a safe alternative? If you crave that explosion of spring color and the spectacular effect in your garden, try camellias or viburnums. These plants offer lush green foliage and bright, showy flowers without the danger of granotoxins. You'll get the same cheerful, welcoming display for your garden, but without putting your pets or family at risk. And if azaleas already seem risky to you, just wait for number 7. In this position, we find a plant that people bring into their homes every year during the holidays and proudly place on tables, shelves, and decorative corners. But for cats, even the smallest nibble on its petals can cause acute kidney failure and death. We're talking about lilies, a plant that many people consider elegant, pure, and even sacred. With their tall stems, broad petals, and penetrating fragrance, lilies are a favorite flower for florists and decorators alike. We see them at weddings, funerals, Easter services, and in homes during the holidays. Nurseries and garden centers sell them in pots, and their popularity makes them almost irresistible to any flower lover. Who wouldn't want that burst of white, orange, or pink illuminating their living room? However, what most people don't realize is that lilies are silent killers for cats. It's not just a nibble on the flower or a large bite of leaves. Even the slightest exposure can be fatal. The pollen alone, if it gets on a cat's fur and is then licked, is enough to cause acute kidney failure. Drinking water from a vase with cut lilies can be equally deadly. Within hours, cats can start vomiting, lose their appetite, and become lethargic. Without immediate emergency treatment, most do not survive. Veterinarians constantly warn about this risk. Every holiday season, clinics report heartbreaking cases of cat owners who had no idea. They placed lilies on counters or tables, went to work, and upon returning, found their pet in crisis. The survival rate drops dramatically if treatment doesn't begin within the first 18 hours. That's how quickly the toxin moves through the body. Not all lily species are equally dangerous to humans, but the risk to cats is universal. Whether it's Easter lilies, tiger lilies, or oriental lilies, if you have a cat at home, every single one must be kept out of its reach. Even dog owners should exercise caution, as ingestion can cause gastrointestinal upset, though dogs are less sensitive than cats. So what can you plan instead? If you want to achieve that elegant, long-stemmed look without the deadly risk, opt for orchids or roses. Both are safe for pets. They offer beauty in a vase or pot and provide the same sense of elegance without endangering your furry companions. And here's the thought I want to leave you with. Plants can bring joy, color, and life to our spaces, but the wrong plant can also bring tragedy. Now that you're aware of the dangers, you can make safer choices for your home and garden. Before we wrap up, I want to offer a few quick, honorable mentions, plants that aren't on the main list but are still worth knowing about. First, the hydrangea. With its large, ball-shaped clusters of flowers, it's one of the most popular garden plants globally. But here's the danger. Its leaves and buds contain cyanogenic compounds, belonging to the same family of chemicals that can release cyanide when ingested. While it generally takes a large amount to cause severe harm, pets and children are at risk if they chew on the plant. Next is aconite, also known as the queen of poisons. Its tall spikes of dark purple or blue flowers give it a regal, almost royal appearance. But don't let that beauty fool you. Touching the plant without gloves can cause tingling and numbness, and ingesting even a small amount has proven fatal throughout history. It's been linked to poisonings dating back to ancient Rome, and today gardeners are warned to handle it with extreme care. And finally, philodendrons. You'll see them everywhere as houseplants, climbing trellises, or hanging in baskets. They aren't as deadly as the previous ones, but they contain calcium oxalate crystals, the same irritants found in Dieffenbachia. Chewing a leaf can cause burning, swelling, and drooling in pets or children. In most cases, it's not life-threatening, but can certainly lead to a trip to the vet or doctor. Remember, these are not the only dangerous plants out there. Nurseries sell dozens more without warning labels, which is why it's crucial to know what you're bringing home. Let's finish with some quick safety tips that will help you avoid these hidden risks. First, always read plant labels carefully and look for words like toxic, poisonous, or not safe for pets. If the label says nothing, that doesn't mean it's safe, as nurseries often omit this information. Take a moment to look up the plant's scientific name on your phone before purchasing. That quick check can save you a lot of trouble. Second, if you suspect a child or pet has ingested a malicious plant, don't wait to see what happens. For pets, call your veterinarian or an emergency animal hospital immediately. For humans, contact poison control or head to the nearest emergency room. Time is critical. Early treatment makes a huge difference. Third, fill your garden with safe alternatives. Instead of risky ornamental plants, try marigolds or sunflowers. They are bright, beautiful, completely harmless, and also attract pollinators, which benefits your garden's health. Extra tip: when in doubt, always verify the plant's name before buying. It takes just 10 seconds and could prevent a serious accident. So there you have it, the 11 most dangerous plants you should never buy from garden centers. They may look beautiful, but behind that allure lie toxins and risks that most people never hear about. And remember, the hospital isn't going to warn you. It's up to you to know what's safe and what's not. Now it's your turn to share. Which of these botanical wonders left you most astonished? Was it the deadly oleander, the feline felling flora, or perhaps the castor bean with its infamous toxicity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I pore over every submission and truly cherish hearing about your own plant-related tales and encounters. Should you find this presentation enlightening, bestow a like upon it, spread the word among fellow plant enthusiasts, and remember to subscribe to our channel without charge. By subscribing, you'll be among the very first to know when I release fresh content on garden safety, plant nourishment, and the art of cultivating a visually appealing and secure green space. Your patronage is invaluable, and collectively, we can illuminate the subtle perils lurking in our backyards. Thank you for joining me. Stay secure in your garden, and until our next encounter, M.